Mur Murs is a quirky, but in my opinion, fascinating exploration of mural painting in Los Angeles circa 1980. Roughly a decade after the height of the Chicano movement in the city, mural painting was flourishing in the heavily Mexican American neighborhoods of East Los Angeles. It had become a pivotal part of community development projects, responses to gang violence, and even artistic experiments like those of the performance group Asco, who you'll see in the film. Mural painting was also taken up by Black and white artists, whether for political reasons, promotional purposes, or a more generic desire to beautify the city. Directed by the white French filmmaker Agnès Varda, Mur Murs self-consciously offers an outsider's look at these varied forms of public art. So we can consider and discuss both the possibilities and the limitations of an outsider's rather than an insider's view of mural painting in the city. Mur Murs even features the well-known French actress Juliette Berthaud in the role of the visitor as a sort of proxy for Varda's own inquisitive gaze. Berthaud's presence suggests a broader tendency in Varda's work to mix elements of fiction with documentary. So other instances of this approach in Mur Murs include clearly staged as well as spontaneous moments of interaction between people and paintings. If mural painting promised to make the simple act of walking down the street or driving down the freeway an aesthetic experience, the film extends this logic in its own construction. Considering these fictional elements, as well as a structure that takes its logic not from real life events, but rather associations of ideas, Mur Murs, like Purgatorio, can perhaps best be classified as an essay film. As in Purgatorio, the voiceover, which is a staple of conventional compilation documentary film, unlike conventional compilation documentary, does not simply explain the significance of what we're seeing, but rather offers musings on abstract ideas, ranging from the notion of mural painting as collective dreaming to death, religion, and like Purgatorio, the apocalypse. As you will see, the film moves from topic to topic, not in a linear fashion, tackling one artist or mural project after another, but rather through visual associations and verbal associations in the voiceover. Even the title Mur Murs is a play on words that combines the French word for walls. So the Latin root of that word is also evident in the word mural with murmur. So that's a word both in English and in French. It evokes the stock phrase, if these walls could talk, as well as the whispering voice that identifies the artists of the paintings we see in the film. In a parallel to Zoot Suit, Mur Murs poses the question of adaptation from one medium to another. That is, how can paintings, which are static, although murals were often designed for a viewer who's in motion, how can we make these paintings cinematic? Rapid montage, tracking shots, zoom, and even jump cuts render the paintings in the film more dynamic. And the film's wonderfully grainy, luminous quality, it was originally shot on 16mm film, evokes the vibrancy of Los Angeles in the late 70s and early 80s.